As you guys can see, we're back down here on the Mississippi River. Fishing with corn today, y'all. We couldn't get any worms, so unfortunately that means we're going to be trying some corn does work them, but it's a shot. You can be missed here and there. All we had left was some corn last from our last trout fishing day. We made up a spot on the Mississippi River. No worries about that, folks. Oh, we're just getting started here. I know it's a late run. I was down there trying to see if I could get a good catch for bait. And I tried to see if I could dig some worms. Nothing's really working for bait right now. Ground's a little bit too cold to be digging them, I'm afraid. Let's get a little bait in this water. See if we can get these guys in. A couple handfuls out there. Hopefully draw them in. That should make a little line of bait going down the water. If there's any active fish in these shallows, which hopefully there will be, we should be able to catch them. More on this one. See, bar rod and close rod, we've got jig heads. This close rod here has got a 1/16 ounce jig head. That bar rod, the current's a little heavier over there. I got a 1/8 ounce jig head on, and this Carolina rig, it's just like an inch and a half off the bottom. Very, very cold water temperature, so these fish are going to be very close to the bottom. That's got about 1/8 of an ounce. Fish in the back currents down here, so there's no real reason to be putting like an ounce or two of weight on. Come on, folks, let me refresh these rods and I'll get to that chat, okay? Okay. Having a little bit of trouble with the 16 ounce holding down here. Wish I had some worms, but unfortunately, the ground is a little bit too cold to be digging them right now. I don't think I'm gonna take that bottom curve off with an extra fresh one on here and an extra one. You'd think your bait would last a little bit longer in the cold water, but the fresher the bait on there, the more scent you're getting. I really want to get these rods in pretty much the exact same spot every cast. I want that bait. Keep pushing scent now. As you guys can see, the water's up about a foot from our previous trip down here. Air temperature is about 52, 53 degrees. Not a lot of wind, luckily. But I don't know, folks. I don't know. I do wish I had some worms. That might have been something holding on to that. Might have been a little catfish or something on that. Yeah, with corn, our potential species down here today are going to be carp, buffalo carp, grass carp, sturgeon, channel and blue cat. Now I have caught a few drum on corn over the years, but it doesn't happen very often. If I use corn consistently every day, I might get one or two in one. All right, that looks pretty good, folks. We do have our backup cell phone. The screen is fixed. Let's see what's going on with that chat. Yeah, I've been swiping all this stuff off for the last 20 minutes and it's still going on. Let's see what's going on with the chat today, folks. Let me know if that picture is okay, folks. John C., thanks for coming in, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. Let's see, Princess. Hi, Princess. Thank you for coming in, my friend. Boy, you can't see me at all, can you? We're off angle here, I'm afraid. That looks a little better. All right, that looks okay. We were off just a little bit on the angle there. Let's get all this other stuff off of here. Get off, get off, get off, get off. See, Rod Wilson, what's going on? Rod Wilson says hi, Mike. Let's see, Eva, what's going on? Eva says already got it. Let's see, Princess says just stopping to say hi. I hope everyone has a great and wonderful day. Hope you have a great day too, Princess, and I do appreciate you dropping by. Let's see, 21 people in, 8 thumbs up. Let's see, Miss Daisy. Hi, Miss Daisy. Thank you for coming in. Let's see, Blackout, what's going on? Blackout says fish. Let's see, species of fish today we're trying to catch are buffalo carp, grass carp, common carp, blue cat channel, and possibly even some sturgeon. We just gotten started, so we haven't gotten anything yet. I mean, the feed ain't but about maybe 4 or 5 minutes going on. Let's see, 623, what's going on? Agnes Pirate, appreciate you coming in, my friend. You're having an awesome day. It's been a while since has been to catch your live. I do appreciate you coming in, my friend, and I hope you're having an awesome, awesome day. I'm gonna have to go to channel on this one. Let's see, Tesla, what's going on? Appreciate you coming in, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now I gotta find where I was in chat here. This is my mic. Let's see. Les, what's going on? Hi, Les. Thanks for coming in. Les says MVP. Hi. We're just getting started, getting everything going. And SJO, Seth Johnson is in the house. Appreciate you coming in, my friend. Hope you're having an awesome, awesome day. 6066 Seth. And the fishing felon. Hey, what's going on? How's it going today? All my spots are frozen over here in Ohio. A lot of them here in St. Louis are actually still frozen. Now, Fallon Park, where we fish for trout's open, but they got a fountain. Mississippi River down here stays open a lot of the year. We had some earlier super cold weather. We had some chunks of ice and stuff floating down, but that seems to have cleared up. She stays open pretty much year-round down here. She doesn't says, hey, Seth. And Seth says, hey, MVP. You're well. Great to hear that, my friend. Yeah, we've got corn on today. We weren't able to dig any bait. That's even though this is sand here, the ground up there is still just a little bit too cold to be finding worms. And them worms are expensive, man. They're like I think $4.25 a dozen down here. So unfortunately, I can't really afford to buy them without donations and everything. So now, like maybe 2 weeks or so, the ground will start warming up a little bit. I'll be able to dig them myself. Let's see, 9 people in, let's see, and 12 thumbs up. It's a beautiful day. We're down here on the Mississippi River, down by the yard, folks. And that one just drifted all the way into the bank, too. This one, the 16th ounce weight, might be having a little bit of trouble today with this lighter rod, because this current seems to be ripping a little bit faster than normal. We had some barge traffic coming through. Yeah, that seems to be drifted all the way into the bank down there. And I'm casting this relatively. Oh, look at that. That's I believe that's an eagle over there. He's just circling. He might come on to feed here in a minute. Yeah, he's just doing the round in circles thing. There is still a little bit of ice out there in the middle of the river. I can see it. But not much. That's probably coming off the bank from upriver, to be honest. Yeah, when that you start getting a little warmer temperatures, these colder areas, like back in these coves way back there, we'll get some chunks of rock and ice around the rocks and edges. And when they get a little warmer temperatures, those little chunks of ice, they'll break off those bank spots and float down the river. Because I can see like 2 or 3 chunks out there in the middle of the river, and there's just floating right down. Like the rods are doing okay. Just I figured I'd turn the feed on, show you guys what I'm trying to do right now. Hoping there's some nice buffalo carp or stuff, or a common carp. Something in here in the shallows. And by shallow, I still mean 8 to 10 feet of water. Yeah, we're very close to the river channel down here. You get like 15 feet out in that direction and you hit the river channel. So it goes to about 20 to 30 feet deep pretty quick. And you get a line of bait extending into that deeper water. Sometimes you'll bring those fish in. Now, it might take 15-20 minutes, might take a half hour to bring them in. I don't know. We might try a rooster tail down here too eventually. Try to see if we can snag us a few white bass and stuff. There have been a few white bass holding down there by that point recently. I don't know if they're still there. We had that bitter cold weather for a while that kind of stunted everything up. It was just starting to get active down here. We had a couple really good 60-degree days. And those temperatures really plummeted into the mid-teens for a couple of days again, and then it kind of stabilized and went back up into the 40s. Now we're, I guess it's about 50 degrees right now. It's not super warm, but it's not super cold either. Sun's coming out, but wind's dying down. Wind was blowing pretty bad too. I could have sat down and caught trout again today. Pretty easy. But I do like it down here on the river. You don't have much of a chance of getting a 20 and 30 pound fish down there on that lake. There's a few big carp in that lake, but not many this fight. I see them. Yeah, that line was tightening. Yeah, that line was tightening, folks. All of a sudden, that line just started tightening. I keep these rods just a little bit slack. Not much, just a little bit. enough so that it's got a second or two to get to that rod. Unlike when you're trout fishing, I keep the rod pretty slack. Down here, I like to keep that line almost tight. Hopefully he'll come back to that one. That's a Carolina rig. That's about an inch off the bottom with like an eighth of an ounce of weight. Interesting. Oh, it's a bite. It's definitely a bite, folks. That's a very good sign. Let's see what's going on with chat. I gotta refresh again. I don't like that when I'm doing this. It'll make me refresh every time I turn that thing to save the data on the cell phone. Our backup cell phone, it burns juice pretty quickly. See 25 people in and see 16 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see, says hey, Blackout guy. Blackout says hi. Says J-Ho. Let's see, Magnet says hey, Seth. Let's see, Release to the Grease, what's going on? Appreciate you coming in and dropping by, my friend. Let's see, Reese says, hey, Mike. What's up, chat? Good to see you. Good to see you too, my friend. We're down here on the river. All we've got bait primarily is corn. Now, I did try to catch a skipjack over there. I have one nip at it, but nah. They're tough sometimes to hook when this water gets cold. Let's see, Danny, what's going on? Danny says, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see, yeah, thank you for that, Danny. I do appreciate that, my friend. That's the link to PayPal. If you guys want to donate, you can. If you do, if you don't, no worries. Welcome in, chat. You're welcome to come and enjoy the scenery, see if we can catch some fish, chat, and have some fun. Let's see, Jason says, good luck, Grandpa. Well, good luck to you there too, Sonny. Let's see, Jason says hi. Seth says, hey, Arizona. Yeah, I missed Arizona. Thank you for coming in, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see, Randy Rhino, thanks for coming in. Randy Rhino says, Mike MVP. We're having a good day, Randy. Let's see, Danny says, hi, Randy. Let's see, Danny says, hi, Miss Daisy. Let's see, Megan with Dem Davings. Dem Davings says MVP. See, Danny says Yakin. Hi, Yakin. Appreciate you coming in, Yakin. Thanks for you coming in and dropping by. Let's see, Yakin says Randall. I think we are caught up with chat right now, folks. We might be on a kind of a funky angle here. I don't know about this, guys. This water temperature can't be above 40 degrees right now. Oddly enough, that little water spot here where the water pours out, that water is actually about air temperature. I tried down there for about an hour, didn't get a bite. It's interesting. But that water does back up into this cove here, so a lot of times this water temperature will be a little bit warmer in this back. Let's see, Lisa, what's going on? Appreciate you coming in. Lisa says, hey, Mike. Let's see, Danny says, hi, Lisa. Yeah, we broke out 3 rods today, folks. I figured if I was going to use corn, I might as well give it as much of a chance as I could to catch a fish. We did have 1 bite on that middle rod, the Carolina rig. I don't know, folks. I don't know. That's the reason why the name of this live feed was I don't know. Really, I don't know. If I had worms down here, I'd have a little bit more confidence, but I don't. I tried. I spent 20 minutes digging today. I dug 1 little itty bitty white worm. And that wasn't worth bringing down here. Seriously. All right, let me set my place in chat here. Alrighty. Drink a coffee. Yeah, I'm sure I could have gone down to O'Fallon Park again and caught a whole bunch of rainbow trout again, but it gets monotonous even to me. Even coming down here for a day and fishing for a little while and catching a fish or two, just something different. Let's see, the rigs on this, the far rod and the close rod all have crappie man jigs on, jig heads covered with corn. The close rod has a 1/16 of an ounce. The far rod has an 1/8 of an ounce, and the middle rod has a 1/8 ounce Carolina rig on. Also with corn, obviously. I mean, that's all I've got for bait is corn. That's not gonna work. Oh well. I knew that was going to go out before I come out and grab an extra one. And what's going on with we lost our image? Oh, there it is. See Danny. Says hi, Lisa. Danny says hi, Seth. How are you doing today? Yeah, that Rich is kind of holding that bait out there now. She stabilized after those barges went by. Oh, there's a loon. Yeah, there's one lone loon down here that's been flying around. You guys know what a loon is? It's like a duck with a black and white duck. There were some geese down here, but they didn't like me that much. They took off. Let's see, musical, what's going on? Musical says SS BI. He says hey, musical, and Danny says a mindset. Go with chat again. Now, I'd like to have worms, folks. I really would like to have some worms out here. Worms. All these waves are from the barge that went by 20 minutes ago. These waves down here will bounce down here, bounce back across the river, bounce back across again. It takes forever for that water to stabilize again. I had a bite out here. Get my line. We're drifting around in this current, folks. That's what's going to happen. Try to put this lighter one over here to the right, but she's drifting back. That's going to happen, folks. As long as it doesn't get too heavily banged up, we're good. What's that bait? Most of that corn is gone. Sand off of that. I don't think the fish like sand with their food. I mean, I wouldn't like sand with my food. There. There. That one's holding out there deep, so cast this one. Be a little too far out. Kind of trying to spread these reels out right now. Trying to get them in different depths. I do apologize for that banging. There's a rock quarry across the river. There's nothing I can really do about that kind of sound. Even the wind block is not going to stop it. In fact, I remember when I used to use a microphone, it still would show up in the background. Is just keeping that line almost tight. Get a bite, that fish will pick up that line. Okay. They'll get a second or two before they feel the rod. Now, fishing for trout, you really want that line to be totally slack because you don't want to feel that rod at all. These guys, it seems like if that rod line is not like taut, immediately when they grab it, they'll just want to keep on nipping on it at least. Like I said, I do have rooster tails, folks, and I do have some crappie jigs. We can try for some white bass a little later on, but I'm not sure about it right now. I tried for a little while for skipjack and white bass. I didn't get much down there, but that was earlier. That sounds like we might be getting our first train today, folks. Earbuds out, folks. Volume's down. Just look out over here and chat with you guys over here. Here she comes, folks. The train is coming. I don't have to refresh this time. Let's see, Randall says, music brother. There she's going by. This one little, seriously, all that noise for three little, boy, I wonder what's in that thing. That's 2 engines for one little container or something. Ooh, that scares me. Yeah, that one scared me, folks. They usually, for For that amount of stuff, they usually have, that's like one container. Like, what is in there? That's scary. Don't you hate it when your lighter goes out? Oh well. I have to wait till I get back to the gas station and get a new lighter. Crap. Yeah, you get sand in these cheap lighters and they'll go out on you. See, 9 people in, 20 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I guess the camera's okay. I've got this on low quality so I don't burn up all the data on this cell phone, on my backup cell phone. I hope she's coming in okay. Make sure to put that and some reactions here. I can turn her a little bit in this direction, get you guys a little bit better review. Yeah, that's better. I shouldn't have had it so close to the water. That's better. See, casting card, what's going on? Casting card says MVP. Let's see, Danny says cast. Seth says hi, Michael. And Care Bear. Appreciate you guys coming in. Hope you're having an awesome, awesome day, my friends. Let's see, Seth says hey, card. Let's see, Danny says hey, Care Bear. Seth says hey, Care. Seth says hey, Care Bear. Whew, that was a tongue twister. My tongue's in a knot after that one. Hi, Cindy. Cindy's in the house. Hi, Cindy. Thanks for coming in. Hi, Cindy. Hi. How you doing today, Cindy? Let's see, Cindy says hi all. Let's see, Danny says hi, Cindy. And says hey, Cindy. Gaston Card says S Outdoors. Let's see, Cindy says hi, Danny. We've got carp rods out today, Cindy. We've got corn on all 3. Don't have any worms, I'm afraid. If I had worms down here, I'd get a lot of different species, but it's just a little too early in this season to be digging them. And you know, I can't afford to spend that $5 for. It's $4.95 for a dozen of worms down here. So we're stuck with corn for the time being, I'm afraid. Let's see, Cindy says hey, Seth. Then Danny says woo. Casting Card says outdoors. Casting Card says Cindy. I caught most of your live feed last night. I just happened to fall asleep. You know how I am. After about 25, 30 minutes of sitting in there in a nice warm by my heater, I can't help it. That's nothing to do with the entertainment I'm watching. I just go, I can't help it, Cindy. I'm sorry. Let's see, Cindy says, hey, cast. Let's see, 10 people in and 22 thumbs up. A little late of a start today. I kind of worked around here to see if I could get some extra bait, but the at least down there earlier, it didn't seem like there were any skipjack or anything around. But as this sun's coming up, it might be pulling some in, because I've been seeing some eagles and stuff around here just recently starting to circle, where those seagulls and eagles kind of, you can tell where the bait is, because they got much better eyes than eyes than us. Let's see, Cindy says no problem. All right, I do appreciate that. I left you on all night. It's just didn't mean to. I think I'd have been out earlier, but my battery was run down. Like I said, I left it on all night. My lighter, I hate that when I come down here. My lighter goes out. You guys know I haven't done a live feed down here in a while like this. The water's up a little bit too. It's making this sandbank a little interesting to fish because you guys see there's a little bit of a, that's about 1.5 foot cliff right here at the edge. That's going to be interesting if I hook anything. It's going to be very interesting if I catch anything to pull that up that bank. I think we're pretty good in chat. Oh, for a minute. Let's get back to these rods. They're holding perfectly now. That one's holding in about maybe 7 or 8 feet of water. That one's in about 10 feet of water. This one's in about 4.5 to 5 feet of water. So we've got rods scattered out here pretty good distance. I can go out deeper. It's just usually I don't get corn, at least. I don't get a lot of bites pretty good on corn out deeper. I usually get them in down. Seems like a right. I'm getting the one that keeps picking it up and dropping it out here with the Carolina rig. That line started tightening and dropped again. What happened is that fish is probably swimming around that bait. His body is probably bouncing against that line and picking that line up and dropping it. He's coming in here smelling all the food and just kind of checking everything out. I should re-rig this one and at least put like a rooster tail or something on it over here. See if I can get some white bass. Maybe I can get a skipjack. I mean, if I get a skipjack or something, skipjack herring, I might go down to that point down there where it's like 20, 25 feet deep. That's where those blues usually hold, is right off the edge of this spot. Now, carp and stuff like to cut it over here, especially when you get in a nice little warm day like this. I'm surprised I'm not seeing any grass carp around for a while. Those big grassies, they usually stand in here all season. Even the common carp, I haven't seen much of them in a while. Doesn't take much now that I've got a little bait trail going. A few more little kernels of corn. That bait trail going. I could put a little rooster tail on it. Yeah, the sand is a little fun to walk in, folks. It's a little slidey, uppy, downy. Ooh, I almost broke my neck. Then I realized it's sand. It's not going to hurt. I'm just going to feel like an idiot. Alright, I might try silver out here for a while. Bring you guys over with me while I go check out the spot over here. These are all my little trout hooks. I haven't got to use these things with my bluegill and trout hooks. Yeah, look at it, folks. This is literally all the terminal tackle I own. I got some weights in here. Got some 1 ounces for some heavier current, half ounces, quarter ounces, 8 and 1/16 ounce. Got a lot of these jig heads from Steve Turner. Very, very effective. That line is totally slack. What the heck happened there? Oh, I hear him. Where are the goofers? I hear him. That's the same couple of like 4 or 5 geese that have just they've been flying up the river, floating down, flying back up the river, floating down again. They have good lives. I mean, that's a good little life there, floating up and down the river. Yeah, I'll take it any day of the week. Simple. To enjoy the river down here. And they got the fluff where they can stay warm in pretty much all temperatures there. That's our first really seagull. He's like dive bombing something out there. Must be like a wounded shad or something out there he's trying to get. They were really out here the other day. There's like 30 or 40 of them dive bombing stuff out there. Now I'm just seeing a few out here. I think we're going to leave our carp rods here for a minute and go over here and see if we can get anything to hit. I think this water temperature is going to be starting to warm up. This is my little 6-pound Chico Walmart Ozark Trails rod. Now, I'll use these for about 3-4 months continuously before I'll have to work on them a little bit. Pretty much just have to re-oil them and re-grease them after a month or so, a couple of months. One good thing about these Ozark Trail rod and reel combos is that when something breaks on them, chances are you've got another one at home, because they're all interchangeable. I mean, they're exactly the same pieces, same everything. I thought I'd go live for a little bit for you guys. I'm not sure if I'm going to be catching anything today or not. I don't know. That's why the name of this video is I don't know. I really don't. I do not have a clue right now. Terrible tie. Redo that. That was a horrible tie. And of course my lighter went out. I was going to retie this earlier and I forgot my clippers, so I'm going to have to tie this perfectly. Or I can't have a tag end on this. We're still going to have 2 rods out with bait over here while we kind of bounce around and see if we can get anything on the old artificials here. Still, the tagging is way too long. I unfortunately don't have my clippers with me, folks, and my lighter went out. Must have got some sand in it while I was re-rigging earlier. Those cheap lighters, they do not last. Anything in that little spot area is just going to ruin it. Feels like the flint broke on it. Won't tie on there. Did it again. No more messing around. Let's get this right. catfish. I catch a lot of decent 8-10 pound bluecat on corn this time of the year. Start coming in those shallows, they get really hungry. They'll hit pretty much anything that is edible. Almost there. Keep coming out. Almost. Might be as good as I can get it. That tag is going to mess with that. Okay. Alright. I'm going to run you guys over here with me while I take a few casts. See if there's anything. I'm going to be hitting a rooster tail over here. Bring my backup cell phone so I can check that chat when I get over here. That took me way too long to tie that hook. But that's what happens when you forget your clippers and your lighter goes out. Because I rely on that lighter a lot of times to trim up my line. Because I lose, I tend to lose clippers pretty easily down here in this sand. You can understand, it just disappears in the sand. For the most part, kind of just, adios muchachos. It's around here somewhere, I'm never going to find it, but add to the metallic content of the river, I suppose. Let's see, 11 people still in. Let's see, and 26 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see, says, Tinky, what's going on? Appreciate you coming in, my friend. And Miss Giggy. Hi, Miss Giggy. How you doing? How you doing today, Miss Giggy? Thanks for coming in. Hope you're having an awesome day. Let's see, says she's my favorite singer. Let's see, Tinky says, Tinky? Let's see, Dakota says, hey Mike, did you catch the monster whose photo weighs 7 pounds? Wow, that's a big one there. A big, what is that, like a poster or something? Like, that's a big one. Yep. Let's see. Danny says hi. Dakota. Dakota says hey Seth. Let's see. Big Boy Rails. What's going on? Big Boy Rails says hi, buddy MVP. Let's see. Big Boy says how are you? I'm doing okay, Big Boy. Not a lot of fish going on right now. The river's pretty cold. I didn't have enough to buy any worms today, and I tried to dig some. The ground's just a little bit too cold, so we're using corn. We also have some artificials. I'm trying to see if I can catch something down here for you guys. Feed hasn't been on for very long. It's been on for like 22 minutes. Hasn't been on for very long, folks. Sure, this camera is okay. All right. Maybe there's some nice big jackal lights out there. Hopefully. Now, I've got my eye on those carp rods over there. I've got you guys on an angle where I can run over there and reverse the camera pretty quick. Usually you can get those rooster tails off on the rock. Bounce that around. Once you got it on wood or monofilament down here. Rock can use the monofilament. The shallow form. Thanks. Keeping an eye on those carp rods, folks. Going in the water on us. The drags are set and they're in rod holders, so it should give me enough time to run over there and grab them. Should give me enough time, but don't quote me on that. Right over there in that point. Really slow rolling right over that top. Usually where they're holding. If they're holding over there. They're like right where that water pours over out of this little water discharge. I think we're going to take one more cast before I get back to get that down. As well as I can work it without it being snagged. I'm pushing the limit right there. See? Got it snagged. Popped off though. Come on, come on. Back on. Come on. Come on. Might have to go over there and get some I'm gonna check that chat before I have to go over there and get this off this thing. Yeah, we're snagged up over there on the rocks. I'm gonna have to walk over there and get it off. It happens. It unfortunately happens, folks. Sets to say big boys. All right, looks like the chat's okay, folks. This is going to be entertaining too, folks. This is we're up a little bit now, so it'll come off on its own. Nice, thank you. Appreciate that. I have to walk over there. I'm still going to walk over there anyway. Cast a rooster tail over there too. Yeah, we've got our carp rods in view over there, folks. There's some nice little bubbles in here where I threw all that corn in. You can see them in there. There's definitely something coming in there and digging around that sand. There's like 2 or 3 bubbles. two or three sets of bubbles. So there's probably two or three smaller buffalo carp, and this is a very interesting little way to go here. Truck. What you got wet over there? You guys know the feed doesn't always go in great over here. The water was down quite a bit the other day. We're almost up to the top of this rock face again. Well, I hope I can get a skipjack or something, some actual cut bait. It would be nice to get one. Would be very nice. I don't know what's gonna happen, but my rod there. They're okay. As slow as I can down there. Should be kind of bouncing those rocks. Right back up. That might have been. I saw something hit the surface out there. That might have been a little skipjack or something out there. Keep your eyes peeled when you're out fishing. A lot of times, the fish will let you know what they're doing. I really did want one rod with corn and one rod with cut bait, but I can't seem to be able to get the bait. So slowly, bouncing the rock. Sometimes it's like that down here, folks. You don't have the exact proper bait to use. Hard pressed to get anything to hit. I did try to get some worms today. I just couldn't find any up. I did find my hatchlings for this spring, which are like this big, and they're like a tenth of an inch long. They're too small to get on the hook. Even with me. No, like in 2 weeks, those are going to be definitely big enough to use, and in a month, they're just going to be everywhere. Now it's just that time of the year where it's hard to get any actual live bait. That might have been fun. Might have felt like something, but it was very small. Can't work these slow. Working these slower. think we're out of luck for skipjack and stuff today, folks. That's the second or third time I tried over here, and I haven't gotten. I think I might have gotten one strike there, just like the previous time I went over here to try, but they really don't seem to be hitting today. And this water coming out here is actually quite warm. I mean, it's about 50 degrees, so the water temperature coming out of this thing is about 50 degrees. So you'd think they'd be stacked in here right here, but they ain't. They're not. Not today. Crazy old fish, I don't know where they are. Watch it, Michael. Jeez, don't want to get my feet wet. Not a good thing in these temps. Even 50 degrees. It's not now I'm worried about it. It's on the way back home. My feet get really, really cold. Let's get this stuff set back up over here and check that chat again. All right. Okay again. Looking okay. Looks pretty good. So check that chat, folks. Yeah, we're trying, folks. I just can't seem to be getting any real good bait right now. Heck, I'd even take a yellow bass right now and use it for bait. Let's see, Chris, what's going on? Appreciate you coming in, my friend. Hope you're having an awesome day. And Gator. Hi, CT. Thanks for coming in. And Corey. Appreciate you coming in, my friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And see, Paul, what's going on? Paul says hi. Hey. Paul says, hey, Gator. Let's see, Dennis says, hey, Paul. Let's see, Paul says, hey, Chris. Let's see, Paul says, that water is low already. Actually, it's about 1.5 foot higher than our last trip down here. The lower it gets, the better it gets. And there's that crazy old loon over there. See him over there, folks? See him coming in? There's one lone loon over here. Look at him. He wants to sit in that corner, I guess. He's following a whole bunch of geese earlier, and now he's just kind of sneaking in here. Hey, that's pretty cool. Yeah, he's coming into the shallows in here. He knows that water's warmer in there. He or she wants to be sitting in that little warmer water. Let's see, Mike, don't ask. Thank Gator, you noticed. Don't ask. Thanks, Gator, you noticed. Let's see. I'm not sure what you mean. Alright, thank you. I appreciate that, Gator. No worries about that. Yep, I'm on the old spot, Chris. Now, I wish I had some worms. Unfortunately, all we've got is corn down here right now. 11 people in, 39 thumbs up. And Pierre Coops is in the house. Hi, Pierre. Thanks for coming in, my friend. Hope you're having an awesome day. Yeah, I can't afford $5 a container of worms. I really can't. And it's just a little bit too early in the season to be digging them yet. I dug one white worm. One little bitty white worm. Yeah, look at him. He's just sitting over there. He's sitting right out there in the middle. Look at him. Right out there in the corner of the... What's wrong with that thing? Let's see. Miss D says Chris Gator. Let's see. Danny says hi, Corey. see. Let's see. Gator says, laughing is this. Oh, boy. Let's see. Danny with, I'm not sure what kind of emoji that is. Let's see. Chaos Goat. Appreciate you coming in, my friend. Chaos Goat says, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. Paul says, hey, Chaos Goat. Let's see. Chris says, Goat. Danny says, hi, Goat. Let's see. Gator says, hi, Goat. Chaos says, brother Paul. Let's see. Miss Giga says, Goat. Chaos says, Chris Danny. Paul says, how's it going, Chaos? Let's see, Gator says, hurry up and get better. Need to see more pike get caught. I got you. I hope you do feel better, Chris. Yep, he's coming into the shallows. Look at him. He's right in there in the bank now. Oh, he likes it in there. I don't blame him. That water's about 15 degrees warmer. Let's see, viewer, what's going on. Viewer says, the good old fishing place, place to place. We catch to go in the summer. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't really have the bait for this. I've got only corn, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm hopeful. I mean, I'm hopeful we're gonna bring in a few good carp in here. Let's see, Fat Cat, what's going on? Fat Cat says MVP. Let's see, Gator says Fat Cat. Viewer says MVP. Let's see, Jacob, what's going on? Jacob says hi. Fat Cat says Gator. Chris says Gloria and Fat Cat. Up to I Miss Gloria. Yep, there it is, Gloria. Appreciate you coming in, Gloria. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see, Danny says hi, Jacob. And here comes another train, folks. Another train. Earbuds out. Yeah, this is going to be a little bigger one this time. Let's see, Chris says Jacob. Let's see, Fat Cat says Christy. All right, I think we are caught up with Chad. I think I'll get this one back out here with corn. First, I'll refresh the corn. Might get a bigger treatment on it. Smaller, 160 pounds. That's a longer train there, folks. The first one was just one itty bitty container. This one's got some room to it. I think I'll put a little bigger jig head on because I don't think that 116 pounds is necessary. If it's sitting out there, you don't know whether or not to be afraid of you or not. You're okay, buddy. I'm not gonna bother you. You guys' days are going okay, my friends. I'll never find that in sand. I hate losing stuff in the sand down here. What did I tell you about losing stuff in the sand down here? I dropped that jig head and it went bye-bye in a heartbeat. That little sticker disappeared before I could even blink. This was the last one I was using down here the other day. This is the exact hook I was using the other day. I thought putting a little bit lighter jig head on might work, but at the same time I didn't realize it was a little bit harder than it was the other day. It's good. want one of these Walmart combos is sand. I could have went to a Fallon Park and caught trout again, but I thought you guys deserve a break, and I wanted to see if I could come down here and catch some big ones for you guys. Down here. Now those trout will go about maybe 2 to 3 pounds, and the biggest ones. Down here, your average size is about 8 or 10 pounds. Now they're not trout, but they're, you know, carp, catfish, other species like that. I wish I had some worms. I wish I did. I dug this morning. Danny will attest that I was not on the feed in our chat for about 2 hours this morning, later than normal, because I was trying to find bait. I couldn't find any. Yeah, we're gonna refresh this one. I think we'll put some more on here. And it is perfectly legal to bait up the spot in Missouri waters for anything but rainbow trout. Now they do have some protected areas down on the Merrimack River that you need to watch what type of live bait you use. But that's primarily because they don't want you to put like non-native species of minnows into the river. Those like minnows, like chubs and shiners, they'll kind of conflict with the native species of minnows in there, and they'll eat the same food, get the same spots and everything, and they won't be able to fight them off. I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to put quite a bit of corn on this one. See if adding a little bit of extra corn on there helps. Where do I want to cast that? That was enclosed, so I'll tell you what, let's go out a little further. Now let's get in at about maybe 10 or 12 feet of water here. That's right on the edge to where it hits the river channel. I can't be but about maybe a foot from that river channel. If I go any further, I'm going to hit the main current. I'm going to sweat down the river. Yeah, he's just sitting over there playing. Look at him. I don't know what he's doing. Making sure those lines are at least half tight. They don't like me. Every time I stand up, he takes off. Looks fine. If I had some worms or something, we'd be catching and we'd get some bites on a wide variety of things down here, but it's just a little late, early in the season for me to be digging bait. I tried a number of times to get a skipjack or something down here to use some cut bait. That just wasn't happening either. Got one rod here, one rod about here, one rod over there. We've got it lined up down this drop off here. That's pretty much the best I can really do. Yeah, that poor one loon out there on the tip out there. It's gonna make me refresh again every time I turn her on. Sorry, Seth. Seth says I have had multiple health issues. Yeah, you're always in my prayers, Seth. I'm always asking for you, making sure you're okay, buddy. Let's see. Not sure how to pronounce that. Sophia. Sorry, it looked weird on the chat when I was looking at it. Sophia, thanks for coming in, Sophia. Thank you. Sophia asked me, where are you? This is St. Louis, Missouri. We're on the Mississippi River, about a quarter of a mile upriver from the Arch in St. Louis. Looks like Patelo. Yep, the Mississippi River gator. Thank you, my friend. Gator says I read that wrong. Oh boy. Let's see. Gator with the googly eyes. Let's see. Chris says it's not a dream. Gator, Miss Giggy. Let's see. Madden, what's going on? Madden says hi. Miss Giggy says I am. Let's see. Seth says hey all, Madden. Appreciate you coming in, my friend. Hope you're having an awesome day. Yeah, we've got our backup cell phone working, folks, so I can read the chat. See, it's a triple, quadruple image. Ah! It's like one image on top of another image on top of another. Oh boy. Let's see. Danny says hi. Giggy with the. I'm not sure what kind of emoji that is. I think that's a rabbit emoji. We're just about over the hour, folks. Just about to make it to an hour. A couple nibbles on that middle rod, but not much going on, I'm afraid. I'm keeping an eye on them rods, waiting to see them tack or pull or do something. Yeah, I broke out 3 rods today, hoping I could get enough bait out here to ring one in. Yeah, this thing is still acting up. 19 people in and 43 thumbs up. Did it go off already? Let me refresh this thing. We're still on. This thing is acting weird. There we are. Let's see, Seth with the purple heart, purple hands. Filling up the apple palm, boy. Let's see, Gator laughing his butt off. Let's see, Chris says, Jose, I am out in the kitchen. Working in the curtain. Yeah, only the Dutch people know what that meant. That's the only phrase that Danny taught me. Seriously. Let's see, Pierre's laughing his butt off. That's the only thing he teach me, Pierre. Let's see, Danny with the, you're welcome. And let's see, Chris laughing his butt off. He wouldn't teach me how to say nothing else. All American people in chat are going, huh? 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 It's not as bad as it sounds. It's not quite as bad as it sounds. It's still PG-13, barely. I gotta stand up. I wish I had some worms, folks. Should have named this live feed. I wish I had some worms. Well, I wish I had some worms. So I'm gonna reel it in. Might be okay. It'll be close. Looks pretty good. It's not my fault. It's the only thing Danny would teach me. Let's see, Pierre says Seth. Miss Giggy says, Danny says, Pierre, brother, a few only things I closer to my brother. Let's see, Gator says, yep. That's what he taught me, CT. Let's see, Pierce says, I'm gonna learn you. I would like to keep up with some of the chat Danny keeps up with on feed. Let's see, Chris says, there you are, Gator. That's why I'm still in the kitchen right now. Boy. See, it says, no. Oh boy. I'm not reading it if I don't know what it means. Let's see, Miss Gator says, behave, Gator. Let's see, Gator says, I will try. Let's see, Miss Gator says, you know I don't like that, Danny. And see, Miss Gator says, uh-oh. Klingon again, I know. Okay, Giggy, he can be, you know, Danny can still, he's got full access to my my account, so he can remove Gator's wrench if he wants. I can do it too. Don't make us put you in timeout in the penalty box, Gator. I think Danny's been looking for an excuse for a while to do that. You ain't got to battle anyone on the video game. He's hungry. What's holding okay. It's this one that's drifting too far. It's going to drift all the way down there. I might as well just begin with that holding on something. Kind of drift her out there. Heck, I'm gonna cast her out there intentionally and just let her drift. That's pretty good. Hopefully I can find some worms tomorrow morning, folks. I really want to hit this river with the proper bait. I really do. I'm kind of worried I'm gonna get skunked now. Let's see, Gator with the googly eyes. This Pierre says Gator can do 10 seconds for the fun of it. Eleven people in, 46 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That wasn't me, that was Danny. I blame it on Danny. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. He's denying it. Who denied it, implied it. Let's see, Beer's laughing. Sorry. It was Danny. I swear. He did it. He did it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Oh, come on, buddy. It was only 10 seconds. Hey, if I could let you time me out for 10 seconds, I would, but this happens to be my channel. So, yeah, that ain't gonna work. Okay. I really don't want to know what you're doing with that butter, Gator. Don't want to know. Don't want to know. Don't. Just keep that one to yourself, buddy. We really don't want to know what you're doing with that butter. Because I know you buy your butter in the gallons. Yeah, Gator buys his butter in like 50-gallon buckets. guys think I'm joking, I ain't. It's good to be out here because I don't have to read a chat. I mean, you guys can try to burn me all you want, but I don't have to read that chat. I ain't got to, but I'm gonna. Hey, you've been asking for a while, Gator, anyway, so. Now, if I could time Danny out, I would too. He won't come in on his regular account because he knows I'll time his butt out. You gotta stay on my regular, my main account. Well, I don't want my take my wrench away. See, Michael, what's going on? Michael says, hey brother, what are you fishing for today? How cold is it there today? It's nice and sunny, 72 degrees here in Southeast Texas. Let's see, this is St. Louis, Missouri. It's about 50 degrees, sunny, a little bit of wind. It was cool all morning. It's getting warmer right around sunset. We just got a little bit of sun left to go. Primary species today are buffalo carp, grass carp, common carp, blue cat, channel, baby sturgeon. We're using corn for bait. Got a 1/16 of an ounce weight jig head on the close rod, an 1/8 of an ounce on the far rod, and I've got an 1/8 of an ounce slip sinker in the middle. And we've got a loon sitting down there at that point. He's been sitting there all day. I don't know what is wrong with that loon. Yep, definitely sounds that way. Let's see, Misty laughing his butt off. Let's see. Danny says hi, Michael. Let's see, Chris says, don't forget Jessica, Rabbit, Gator. Let's see, Gator says LOL. Let's see, Chris says Michael. Let's see, 6 people in, and see, 48 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, you guys can see him right there. He's just playing around at that point. See him? And he's the star of the show today. Literally, I can't even say literally now. He's just having fun over there. I don't really know what he's doing, but he's having fun. We have been catching a lot of rainbow trout and stuff down at our local pond. And this is pretty cool for this time of the year. I wish I had some worms to use for bait. Unfortunately, we don't have any. It's a late feed start. I didn't get started until about 1 o'clock. I'm usually down here around 11 or so, but try to dig bait and can't get any. And those worms are like $5 a dozen, so that didn't fly through. Let's see. Miss Geese says Gator. Let's see, Spencer, what's going on? Spencer says, hey man. How you doing today, Spencer? He's down there in that corner now. Let's see, Chris says, hey Spencer. Let's see, Danny says, hey Spencer. Gator with the googly eye. Spencer says, I'm doing great. That's great to hear, my friend. We're not getting much in the way of bites, but it is a beautiful day down here on the river. We've got a loon over here that seems to be, yeah, he's acting a little Looney Tunes. He's just been sitting in that cove. There's some decently warm water coming out of there, but there's not many fish in there. If any, I can't. I went out back there for an hour or so and didn't get a bite. I was hoping they'd be out here a little bit deeper, and still nothing. Let's see, 11 people in and 48 thumbs up. Let's see, that says, hey, Spencer Fishing. At least we got a little entertainment. We got a loon making a loon out of himself over there. See him over there in the corner? Right by the bank? I don't know what he's doing over there. He's having fun. Let's see, Spencer says, hey. Let's see, Michael says, good luck. Hope you catch every one of the species. LOL. And your pet bird. Every time I stand up, he goes out to the way there. He's not my pet, but he's kind of acting like it. Need some entertainment, right, folks? Let's see. Gator says, you were holding your rod right, Mike. That's why you didn't get a nibble. Let's see, Fabian, what's going on? Fabian says MVP. Fabian with the thumbs up. I appreciate that, my friend. Let's see, how you doing today, Fabian? Gator says Fabian. Let's see, Chris says, no, can't say it. Can't say it. Can't say it. And Chris just retracted his message. Appreciate that. Let's see, Chris says Fabian. Gator, say it, Chris. Let's see, Fabian with the thumbs up. And the, let's see, Spencer says, dang it, I sadly have to go. All right, I appreciate you coming in, Spencer. Appreciate you spending a little time with us today. Hope you have an awesome rest of your day, my friend. Let's see, Fabian says Chris and Gator. Let's see, Wrangley, what's going on? Let's see, Wrangley says 5 degrees here in Maine. Woohoo! We were down to those temperatures about a week and a half ago. The wind chills were pushing it well below zero. Let's see, Seth says, hey, Wrangley. Chris says, bye, Seth. See you next time. Fabian says, Miss Giggy. Seth says, take care, Chris. Chris says, Wrangley. All it takes is one fish to come in here to follow that big trail into the shallow. See him going off now. Every time I walk down here, he takes off. You don't like me. Was hoping I could get a few fish to acorn down here today, but I don't know if that's gonna come to fruition today, folks. Get quite tight. Here comes that little bit of a breeze there, saying. Sounds pretty good. I don't know, folks. I really don't know. That's why the name of this live feed was I don't know. If this was the summer, I guarantee you 99 times out of 100 I could get bites even on corn down here. But I just don't know this time of the year. Usually when I'm using corn, I got worm with me too. Fabian says Miss Gigi. Chris says Wrangley. Let's see, Miss Gigi says Fabian. Let's see, sorry English please. Chris says Wezo. Miss Gigi says Miss Danny says cut. Let's see, Danny says hi. See, Chris is laughing his butt off. See, Sains War. Thanks for coming in, Sains War. Sains says hi. Chris says sane. Yeah, we don't have much light left, folks. I did start the speed a little late, I'm afraid. See, Danny says hi, sane. Yeah, loons are actually quite, they're not very common in Missouri. Unless it's like their, the time of the year where they're, you know, flying south for the winter and north for the spring. They're the migratory times. These shouldn't be here. These should be like south of us, quite a bit from us. Must be a slacker. Must be a slacker loon. This just seems like nothing's really active right now. I didn't get any strikes for white bass or skipjack herring down there. I've gotten a couple pickups on corn on my middle rod. That's the one with the biggest weight on it. It's got a Carolina rig out there. The other ones have got the smaller jig heads and shallow. I haven't seen much of anything. I haven't seen that line move. Let's see, Chris says, hi Tom Tom. His Tom Tom is broken. It's possible. He's just having a ball back there. I don't know what he's eating. I think we're going to try to push this a little bit longer, folks. It's 1:44. Let's try to get her to 2 hours. Hopefully we can get a fish on in the next like 15, next 20 minutes, 18 minutes or something. You never know. On the hunt with the, I know. It's a very boring day on the hunt. But that's what on the hunt means, right? On the hunt for fish. You can't always catch them. You gotta hunt for them sometimes. See, Chris says on the hunt. What by? Let's see. On the hunt says hey hey. Appreciate you coming in on the hunt. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Or coming back in. You were in earlier, I believe. It's just slow today, folks. It really is. This is our first really decently warm day in quite a while. It's been in like the mid to low 40s until dark. Today it actually got to 50 around like noon. So, yep, On the Hunt says that's right. Appreciate you popping back in, my friend. It's been slow. We've had a couple pickups on the middle rod. The other rods, it's been pretty quiet all day. I really do wish I had some worms. I'm definitely gonna have to spend an entire day trying to get some bait. See, California says, hey, MPP. Appreciate you coming in, my friend. How you doing today, California? Let's see, Chris says, hey, California. Let's see, Danny says, hi, Tori. Try to be consistent with YouTube. Do 2-hour, 3-hour, and 4-hour live feeds. Try to make sure they realize that that's the kind of timeline that I'm really trying to stick to. Let's see. California says, been better, missing my dad. Well, as I'm not really I guess, is he out of town, or here it says, Chris, where Woon Van Holmes, oh boy. Let's see, California says, hey Chris and Danny. Let's see, Danny says, Miss Giggy, and who is Danny? Haha. Let's see, Gator says good and laughing his butt off. Let's see. Let's see, Luis says, hey Mike. Appreciate you coming in, Luis. Thanks for coming in, my friend. Thank you, thank you. Let's see. California says, no MVP passed away on Christmas. Alright, I understand, my friend. You're in our prayers. I lost my uncle around this time last year, so I understand how you feel. That pain is still, that scar is still there. Let's see, Luis says, yep, so sorry, my friend. Let's see. Fish Up Fishing, what's going on? What state? It's freezing where I am. This is St. Louis, Missouri, my friend. It's been freezing for a long time. But we got one nice warm day. Let's see, Gator says, Luis, brother. Let's see, Chris says, Gator, did you all already told Miss Gator, Miss Giggy about the crog? Oh boy. Let's see, Gator says, yep. Let's see, Luis says, I lost my mother 4 years ago around on my birthday, and mine and Christmas, it can be, yep, definitely California. It'll scar over, but that scar will always be there. But that just means we're keeping our friends and our family in our hearts. Let's see, Fishing says, I got to go ice fishing. Where am I? And got out and caught 2 bluegill. Actually, in ice fishing, that's doing pretty good, my friend. Let's see, California says, so sorry, Louise. California says, we have 8 inches of snow here in Northern California. Wow. He says the flame's still. Time don't fix it. Yep. Let's see. Seth says, "Hey, Luis." Let's see. California says, "Hey, Seth." Let's see. Luis says, "Hey, Seth." Let's see. 13 people in. Let's see. And 56 thumbs up. If I can't catch any fish, I might as well keep up with chat, right, folks? California says Seth. Let's see. Luis says, "Hey, Seth." Let's see. Seth with the pink eye and emoji thingies. Don't look girly. It's okay. I actually like the pink hand thingies. All right, let's refresh these rods again. They look like they're doing really good too. Just holding on perfect location. One's still fine. Like we got a back in a corner or something. Sometimes you will. You get a back in a corner. But you can smell it when they're bad. They look fine. I mean, they're holding it in just the right spots. Which rod should I recast first? Okay, this one. This one's one. Yeah. Try that. Maybe it's telling me to pull in a little bit closer to the bank. This one's fine too. I'm just dragging it bottom way. Whip off that drop off. I know I could have gone trout fishing again and caught some trout. Getting just a little bit tired of catching a trout every day. I want to see if I can get some monsters down here on the river for you guys, but doesn't seem like these guys want to cooperate today. So he says, "Is that a beeper from the truck backing up to to fish for Mike?" That beef is actually across the river. There's a granary. You see that? That seagull just dive bomb right there. That was right on feed. He dive bomb. He's going again. Is he gonna dive bomb right there again? There he goes. There's two of them over here now. They're dive bombing that back current right there. Interesting. Yeah, there's a granary across the river, so that's the sound of them telling that the construction stuff is, it beeps like that when it does that. Oh, you saw it? I don't know why he dive bombed that loon. I don't know. There's two of them there, and he just... Now, the other day when those skipjack and everything were starting to hit really good, there was like 50 of those seagulls dive bombing left and right out here. There's some chunks of ice still out in the middle of the river floating down. That's how cold the water is still down here. Let's see, Patrick, what's going on? Patrick says, evening MVP. Evening, Patrick. Hope you're having a great day, my friend. Yeah, poor little loon. Those seagulls dive bombed him. What the heck? It is just really quiet right now, folks. There's not much hitting at all down here today. Let's see, Patrick says, yes, sir. Kick back. I smell lighter fluid. Someone must be starting a barbecue or something down here. Up current, I mean down river, because the wind's blowing up river. And not much going on the way on the feed today. All we had was corn for bait. It doesn't look like they really want to hit it, I'm afraid. Now, if this was the middle of the summer, I could get bites on corn. But this time of the year, it's a toss-up whether or not they're active enough to find that stuff in the cold water. Doesn't look like it's going to happen today, I'm afraid. I'm going to try my best to try and get some bait, some worms for our next feed. Because if I had worms down here, I'd definitely be getting bites. I don't care if they'd be half-pound drum or something right by the bank. We'd definitely be getting bites at least. Corn, your options are buffalo carp, grass carp, common carp, and occasionally a blue cat or channel will come in and get that stuff. But with worm, all those species are on the table, plus a dozen more. I didn't bring any bread today. I didn't bring any bread today, Adis. Thanks for coming in, Adis. I appreciate it. And bread is pretty tricky to use in this river. We've got a decently strong current. Now, it'll work sometimes in these back currents back here, but it's too shallow in there this time of the year. It's like 4 or 5 feet deep. With the water temperature just probably pushing to 40 degrees. Probably more like 38, 37 degrees. Yeah, these fish are kind of holding deep. Let's see, gator with the pink poo emojis. She says, okay, friend, and from Bosnia. Awesome, my friend. This is St. Louis, Missouri. Bread does work during the summertime. I mean, when I get in these really shallow water coves back here and throw that stuff in almost still water, yeah, that'll work. But this current, it kind of rips the bread off the hook pretty fast. Let's see, Gator with more poo emojis. Let's see, Danny with more poo emojis. Let's see, Chris says, Danny told me to do. Let's see, Danny says, oh boy. Let's see, Chris says, yep, you guys are speaking Klingon. Fish large people, back to go. Patak. Let's see, Danny lapping his butt off again. Yeah, I definitely smell lighter fluid. Someone's starting to fire down here somewheres. All right, we've broken by the 2-hour barrier, folks. I sure would like to stay and treat you guys a lot longer if I knew if there was some fish hitting around, but it's pretty dead today. Really don't want to waste any more of you guys' time. Hopefully you can find someone that can catch some fish today. My first skunk in probably a year. Stings. But that's why they call it fishing and not catching. Because even someone like me that's been fishing for years down here, sometimes they'll get skunked, folks. Gotta take it with the good, take it with the bad, and take it with the fish wake up. Stinkers. Not gonna work. Oh well. Right, folks? What you gonna do, right? Yep. Let's see, yep. Seth with the, yep, skunk. Skunk, 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 skunk. Yep, my first skunk in over a year. Crap. Oh well. Yeah, Miss Giggy. Could have been worse. I mean, it's beautiful out here right now, folks. It's a beautiful day. Got to spend it with you guys and my friends and family on YouTube. Do appreciate you coming in, my friends. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day. And I hope the rest of your week goes okay. I'm just going to add my old good luck. Stay safe. Hope to see you on the water, my friends. Keep doing what you love. Keep them lines tight. Sure hope to see you on the next one, my friends. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye.